I really wish I could start this video off on a better note because today we're talking about Call of Duty Black Ops 2 on the PS4 and PS5. However, there are just some things that I can't get over about this port, and it has nothing to do with the graphics or the input delay, which I honestly think since the update, well, before the update came out, I wasn't playing the Black Ops 2 port because I was only playing the Black Ops 1 port. I really didn't play a lot of Black Ops 1 growing up. It was mostly just Black Ops 2 based off of the hold that Black Ops 2 had on me and literally everyone else. But the real issues I have with the Black Ops 2 port has to be the really inconsistent matchmaking, meaning players leaving the match before the match even starts, and then more players leaving as soon as the match actually begins, ending in like a 3v2, a 2v2, or even sometimes literally one other guy versus a full squad of 6 people on a match of team deathmatch. It's honestly really annoying and makes me not want to play this port because I feel like not enough people are experiencing this. Maybe it's just a me problem, which is why I'm making this video, because I want to talk about the matchmaking with Black Ops 2. Now, every time I go on YouTube, I see videos about new updates coming out, but I haven't gotten a new update for my game, so I don't think Activision has actually officially updated this port since they fixed the input delay issue. But like I was saying earlier, I wasn't playing Black Ops 2 when the port officially dropped on its launch week, so I will say the input delay on Black Ops 2, especially the PS5 version, because I haven't even tried the PS4 version yet, it's honestly great. It doesn't feel laggy at all in terms of the response time of my controller versus the movements that I'm seeing on screen. It's very smooth, and I'll be honest, it feels a lot like the original game on Xbox 360 and PS3. So in terms of that, I would say that that's definitely a plus, but besides that, there are just not many other good things I have to say about this port, and it really upsets me because this game is such a beloved game of mine that I still frequently play on my Xbox 360. And I'll be honest, I have more of a fun time on my Xbox 360 because the lobbies aren't even this chaotic on that console. I doubt they were this chaotic on the PS3 version of the game either. I don't know what's going on with the Call of Duty community, just gamers in general right now, but the amount of people that leave the match before the game even starts because they don't like the map that is being selected, it's kind of ridiculous in my opinion, mostly because I feel like modern day Call of Duty fans only like the same 5 or 6 maps and only use the same 5 or 6 different guns. When Black Ops 2 came out, you saw a little bit of everything in terms of people using weapons. You really didn't see the same 2 people using the same weapons all the time. It was a very diverse packet of just different guns being used in different ways. But out of the 25 games that I played on Black Ops 2, and I haven't really played that much Black Ops 2 mainly because I just haven't been able to enjoy myself, like I've been saying, it kind of just seems like everyone's running the same classes and everyone is trying to vote for the same maps, which obviously back then when I was a kid playing on my 360, yeah, people did have favorite maps, but people wouldn't leave the match just because we're playing Meltdown or just because we're playing Magma, you know what I mean? I really don't know why we've gotten to this point as the Call of Duty community, but when people are leaving matches before the game even starts, and the fact that this port for some reason doesn't want to backfill lobbies, meaning it doesn't want to add more players to the game once the game has already started if there isn't 12 people in the lobby, it makes the actual fun aspect of the game seem impossible because it just feels like I'm playing a match of COD Ghosts, if I'm being honest with you, because Call of Duty Ghosts in 2026 is practically like this, to be completely honest. It's never more than a 3v3 or a 4v4. You can never really get a full lobby of players, and the maps just seem very deserted and kind of lonely and sad, and that's the experience that I've had on Black Ops 2 so far on my PS5. On top of that, the migrating hosts issue is genuinely horrible. I don't understand how in 2026 people don't have Wi-Fi connection good enough to not lag in Call of Duty Black Ops 2 out of all games. I mean, I understand not everyone can have the most up-to-date routers and up-to-date Wi-Fi connection, but this game specifically was one of a handful of games where my game was just lagging and I was at 10 FPS and it felt like I was playing on a PlayStation 1 instead of a PS5 Pro, which is the console that this gameplay is recorded on. It's just kind of crazy how in modern day for a game that's over a decade old, there's still lag issues like this. And obviously I understand the peer-to-peer connection is what's to blame for this constant lag, but I just don't understand why people's Wi-Fi isn't up to date. And I also don't understand how I could have 4 bars of connection and still be lagging like this. At the end of the day, it is Call of Duty Black Ops 2 on modern hardware, and there's over there's multi-million players online. I know that's not proper English, but there are so many players online to the point where I bought this game thinking that I wouldn't have to worry about things like this just because of the sheer amount of players that are online right now. And I don't know if there's been a insane drop-off since week 1 for player counts, because I don't think we've gotten numbers since then. But as you guys can see, within like 5 minutes of this team deathmatch game, it's already a 3v2, and the score obviously is 51-36, meaning the game's pretty much already, over at this point. Obviously it's anyone's game until the timer runs out or somebody reaches 75, but it's like as soon as people realize the match isn't going their way and they're not going to drop a nuclear, which only happens to like, I want to say, the top 1% of players playing, because obviously killing 30 people without dying is not an easy task, my guys. I've tried doing it for fucking 12 years and I still haven't been able to do that shit. So I get it, but that doesn't mean you have to leave the fucking match just because it's not going your way. And I feel like based off of the way that Call of Duty's been the last couple of years, it's like not looked down upon anymore to leave a match midway or to leave a game before the lobby even commences into a full match because you don't like the map that's being played. I mean, to be completely honest with you, it's crazy to me that people aren't voting for Plaza anymore. Like, the modern day society and the modern day gamers, the people who didn't have this game back then but are playing it now, you guys are single-handedly ruining this game for the rest of us, and I don't think you guys even realize it. I think that the average Call of Duty player just thinks that they're entitled to a fucking nuke every game, and we've lost touch with the idea that you actually have to have skill and grit to be good at a game like this. You don't get rewarded just by trying to join another lobby until you finally have the right lobby. That's not what Call of Duty used to be about. Call of Duty used to be something that you just played for fun, and you tried your best, and sometimes you get shit on, sometimes you would do the shitting on, but people didn't rage quit as much as they're doing it right now. People didn't even, I'm sorry, I've never heard of people leaving the fucking match before the game even starts up until now, and it's like crazy to think that people are doing this on a game like Black Ops 2, and it just makes me even more sad because of the fact that we all know Activision put these ports on PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4 simply because they wanted to make a quick buck based off of their inability to make money on Black Ops 7. I mean, obviously they still wanted to make money with the Black Ops name, so they just throw out the best 2 Black Ops games of all time and call it a day and take their money, you know what I mean? But I just, I wish that we didn't have such a toxic community anymore, because literally every game is either sniper rifles or silenced scars, and I can't take it anymore, dude. Like, listen, I understand the SCAR is a very fun weapon to use. It's one of my favorite weapons in Call of Duty history. I understand the DSR is fun to use. It's one of my favorite weapons in Call of Duty history. But that doesn't mean we only have to use these guns, guys. Like, I've literally, kid you not, I literally don't see anybody else not using these weapons. It's very rare that I run into somebody on any match of any kind where they're not using a DSR or a silent SCAR or some sort of meta class. I feel like everyone now is just so used to the meta and what's supposed to quote-unquote get you the most kills, instead of trying to do what works for you and makes you comfortable, and then getting good with what makes you comfortable, and then becoming your own player based off your own taste and your own attempts at being good with the guns that you like. I just, like, Call of Duty isn't the same anymore, and it hasn't been for years. Like, we know this at this point, but it's just crazy to see the difference on the same game just 10 years later, and it really doesn't have to do anything with the game itself. It has to do with the people that play it. And for a long time, I had this idea that Call of Duty and Activision were the problem, that, and partially, like, obviously they're not off the hook just because they released Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 1 on PS4 and PS5. These idiot scumbags at Activision will never stop trying to cheat us out of $1. And at the end of the day, I understand that's capitalism 101, but I just don't agree with companies like that. I don't agree with companies that genuinely just want to take advantage of you, take your money, and leave you with a subpar experience so you come back next year ready to give up your money again for the same fucking cycle every single year. I don't fuck with that, and that's why I don't support Activision. But I support these games because the people who created these games aren't the same people that are working at Activision today. And it's a big difference. These people who, like Vonderhaar, for example, when this game came out, he was a good guy. He had the players' intentions at heart. So did the developers of the game while making these games. They cared about the consumer. Activision does not care about the consumer anymore, and we know that, but that's really not my issue with Black Ops 2. My issue with Black Ops 2 is the players. It's the people playing the game. You guys are ruining Call of Duty. And I'm going to get a lot of hate in the comments for saying this because I know that a lot of people are really, really enjoying their experience on this port. And I'm happy for you guys. I had my fun back in the day with the old group of people, with the OGs, with the guys that actually made this game memorable. A lot of people back then really weren't as toxic as they used to be. Obviously, you'll always have your jesters. You'll always have your toxic scumbags that just want to get a reaction out of you. But the craziest thing about this game, besides the matchmaking and the host migration and the players not backfilling in a lobby, it's also the fact that people who are playing this game have just completely lost touch with what makes Call of Duty fun. What made COD fun was the diversity, not the meta classes, not Nuketown, not Hijacked. It was everything that had, like, everything that came with it, everything that was packaged together. And it used to be this big arcade where you can just, like, figure out a new gun to use every day and get good with that gun and just slightly become better every single day. But it stopped being about that, and now it's all about getting the best clip. And it's just sad to see that that is what people have turned a game like Black Ops 2 into. I hope you guys have enjoyed this take. I apologize for not posting in a couple of days. I've just been trying to think about what I want to post, but these are my thoughts for today. And if you enjoyed them, please leave a like and subscribe. Otherwise, have a great day. Peace.